Hello again, this is the second video for tonight, Saturday, April the 3rd. This is Spectacular Spider-Man 107 to 110. This is the Death of Jean Dewolffe miniseries, or storyline, whatever you want to call it. This started part 1 at 107. This is when Spider-Man was in the black costume. 108. 109. And 110. So this particular story in the Spider-Man world is featured in Wizard's, I think, one of the greatest stories in the Spider-Man genre. I think this is a pretty good story. I don't know if it's definitely one of the greatest ones. I mean, maybe. It's all a matter of opinion, I guess. I mean, it's good, but I don't think I'm not sure if it should go in the best stories of Spider-Man, but again, that's, everyone has different opinions about it. So I remember reading this one, 107, back in 1995. Of course, that's 10 years after it came out. And I remember I really did like it. And this was part 1, and I didn't read the rest of them until probably about 3 years later. So I was wondering, who the Sin Eater was and, what happened. So I think in 1995 I had read part 1, and then I think around 1997, 2 years later, I read part 2 and part 3. Which finally you find out who he is in the third one. And then I think maybe a few years after that, finally, I read the conclusion of it. Back then we didn't really have, well, the internet just kind of came out in the late 90s, and I didn't have until early 2000s anyway, so it wasn't like I just order it online. I had to kind of look around comic shops to find it. So it's a pretty good story. So Jean Dewolffe was the captain of the police department in the Spider-Man series. I forget her first appearance. She was in, I don't know what issue it was. You have to look it up. But she wasn't in it a lot. I mean, she was in it like, I don't know how many issues. Maybe 15 issues, but she was usually in it like maybe like 2 or 3 panels maybe. So I don't know why they made a big thing out of, like, her death. Also why it's called the Death of Jean Dewolffe, but Sin Eater also kills 3 or 4 other people in it too. So I don't know why it's just Death of Jean Dewolffe, but anyway, that's what it is. So they find Jean Dewolffe, shot to death, and Spider-Man takes it hard because he kind of liked her. They had like a love-hate, I think, relationship going on, in the series. So we have the Sin Eater, who's he's killing people, obviously in sin. He feels he's doing the Lord's work by, killing people that, in his mind, that, violate God. Of course, we don't handle that by just killing people, but again, he's got issues. So if you haven't read this particular story, don't watch this video anymore, because I'm going to give a few spoilers, so beware. I would stop it, or not, if you haven't read it. So Spider-Man starts helping Stan Carter. He's the I don't know, is he lieutenant? I can't remember now. And he's on the case. So actually, spoiler, turns out he's the Sin Eater, which you find out in the end of part 3. We also see Daredevil. That's in this as well. And he and Spider-Man kind of have a fight, and then they kind of help each other towards the end of it. Yeah, so when I read this, it just reminded me of like a typical, kind of like a serial killer, kind of genre. I mean, like I said, it was good, but I don't think it's the best in Spider-Man or one of the best. But, so let me know what you think in the comments. Have you read this story? And what do you think of it? I do like the black costume a lot. What do you think about that? That was a big thing with Spectacular for a while. I guess, what was it, like the mid to late around what, 84? It's like what, maybe 87? I think it was the black costume. Trying to think, was there anything else? about this. No, I don't think so. Alright, so thank you for watching. And again, just let me know in the comments what you think about this one. If you're watching this video for the first time, again, this is a channel that mainly centers on comic books. A lot of Spider-Man, full colors, Archie, and things like that. I do have other collectibles that I show every now and then as well, but I would say 90% is probably going to be comic book related stuff. So thank you for watching, and I want to wish everyone a happy Easter, also a happy Passover that passed, actually belated Passover that passed a few days ago. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.